For NJ Advanced Media, I'm Connor Hughes. If you would have told me in June, July, or August that the team that I was looking at on the practice fields of the Atlantic Health Training Facility would be 3-3 6 weeks into the upcoming NFL season, I would have told you that you were mad. You know, that Jets team back then did not look very good, and they have certainly exceeded the dire expectations put on them to this point in the NFL season. Yes, there's still a lot of time to go, and yes, things can change dramatically pretty quickly here for the Jets, but you got to think that this has definitely been a positive step in the right direction for this squad. And, you know, when you look down this roster, you can pinpoint different areas that are improved and why the Jets look like a better team. You know, the play of Josh McCown's one, Jamal Adams, Marcus May are another. The emergence of Austin Seferian-Jenkins at tight end is certainly an aspect that's helped this team. But I think a guy that doesn't get enough praise, certainly not as much as I think he deserves, is that of offensive coordinator John Morton. You know, he was kind of handed a group of players that were cast-offs and nobodies, and he's not constructed a squad or a scheme that's the greatest show on turf by any stretch, but he has put together a team that's playing actually some pretty good football. I mean, Josh McCown's up there with one of the higher completion percentages in the NFL. Jermaine Kearse has developed into a very good wide receiver for this Jets team. As we mentioned, Austin Seferian-Jenkins, the last, I think since he came off his suspension, is actually leading all NFL tight ends in receptions. That's really, really good for a team that really doesn't have that many game-changing players. You know, there's no Odell Beckham out there. There's no Tom Brady in the pocket. There's no Marshawn Lynch or Adrian Peterson or Kareem Hunt in the backfield. You've got a bunch of guys that nobody knows about, and John Morton's getting the most out of them. You know, look, and the thing I think people do need to realize is John Morton is taking his lumps. John Morton has made mistakes. Not everything's been perfect. You look at that series of 3 straight missed third down conversions, third down and shorts against the Patriots, you can say, well, that's an area that Morton obviously has to get better. But for a guy that is calling plays for the first time at the NFL level in his career, and a guy that is learning on the job and getting better as the weeks go on, I mean, you're seeing some really positive things from him. And, you know, the Jets have kind of been plagued by poor offensive coordinators for quite some time. You can go down the list and see, outside of maybe, you know, a stretch here or there where they had some good calls, it really hasn't been that pretty from offensive coordinators. The Jets might finally have a pretty good guy here in John Morton, and it's definitely something for fans to hang their hat on and be excited about, because, you know, this is a guy that is doing some really good things for the Jets, and I think you're starting to see that impact on the field. For NJ Advanced Media, I'm Connor Hughes.